Welcome to another exciting episode of Before the Green, where even a root canal today could not ruin my happiness with Kyle Larson winning yesterday.
I just wish you would wipe up the drool.
The gang is all
Yeah,
here.
Go Kyle Larson.
Evan, Evan was here in time. Donnie was a little late. I think he ran out of gas on his way to the pod.
Contact.
Oh man. I like your optimism, Corey, that this is going to be another great episode.
Well, we can hope, right?
I mean, I like your optimism that other episodes have been great. That's a winning attitude.
So how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Hanging in there after Sunday. Barely.
I feel like I'm in the best position. I didn't have to get my teeth drilled today. I didn't have to go to work for my wife's boss, not my own.
Right? But I mean, we don't have diabetes, so we're okay.
That's it.
You sure Donnie doesn't?
I'm good.
He's just in denial like I am, probably.
Hey.
It's normal not to feel your foot, right?
I think Donnie took it as a personal mission to make sure Coca-Cola knew that by sponsoring the Coca-Cola 600, he was going to embrace their products.
Till they rained out.
Right? Oh, well. All right. What do you say, Coco?
Who's Coco?
I'm in love with the Coco.
I'm in love with the Coco. Not this Coco, the other Coco.
All right, let's get Donnie crying then. All right. As the weekend began,
Again?
the JGR cars were not
stopped.
showing a ton of promise and only had one qualify in the top 10, the number 54 of Ty Gibbs. As the weekend progressed, it didn't
He's
improve
still
much.
frozen, okay?
I'm lost. What are you talking about?
He said,
just
spit it out. I said, you're still frozen.
Oh,
qualify.
stop. It didn't improve much as Denny Hamlin would lose an engine in lap 2, finishing 38th. Ty Gibbs would break a front end component after impact with the inside wall, finishing 37th. And finally, Martin Truex, who had an eventful day, running out of fuel in second place on the final lap and being relegated to 27th, the final car on the lead lap. The tortoise crossed the finish line, though.
You guys suck. You really do. I hate the both of you.
Christopher Bell would end up being the only JGR car inside the top 10 at a track where they normally perform well. Is this a blip on the radar or a sign of bigger issues?
Actually,
Flip on the radar.
quick correction. Christopher Bell was actually the only car to finish the race under his own power.
No, Martin Truex did.
No, but the engine wasn't running.
Oh.
It was under the own. It was.
What did he do? Fred Flintstone it or what?
No, he had the car in gear holding the starter button, so it was turning the engine just enough to bump it across. Yeah. It was pretty rough.
That can't be good.
Well, I don't think they used the starter again. I can tell you
enough, but... So Donnie thinks it's blip on the radar. Evan, what do you think, bud?
I don't know. I think there's a pretty serious managerial issue at JGR right now. And I know, Donnie, you're shaking your head no, but to take Christopher Bell's engine from last week that blew up and put it in Denny Hamlin's car just screams like something's going wrong. No, I think this is a small blip on the radar. It was just a pretty catastrophic weekend. I think, I don't know what happened with actually the fact that there's engines blowing up 2 weeks in a row is somewhat of a concern, but I'm sure it'll be remedied quickly. Especially since I don't think either one of them did anything wrong, right? There was no signs of an over rev or anything like that for Hamlin, and we never heard what happened with the 20 last week. Ty Gibbs, I think that was just a moment of inexperience getting into that inside wall. I don't really think that was a huge issue, just something that happens. And then Truex got ran over 3 times, the poor guy. But it kind of seems like same as last week with Blaney, that no one really told him he needed to save fuel.
Yeah,
for
until
whatever.
like he's out of it, basically.
Yeah. So
yeah, James, surprise, surprise, James Small said he had no idea that he was running low either. So I mean,
we'll see. It might be an Australian thing. Like he was like, "Oh, it's getting more full." That's not an Australian
Yeah.
accent.
what?
I don't
That
know
was
what
like
accent I went with, but
Chinese or something.
it was not Australian. I can tell you that. Mike.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, I don't think
Yeah.
it's anything too concerning.
Evan's getting canceled by 2 different continents. Oh man, yeah.
As long as I don't
it
get
was-
canceled by McDonald's, we're fine.
I think you're safe, Grimace. It was a bad week. Like it really was. Like there's
It
no
was.
other way to chalk it up. And hopefully, I think it's a blip. Let's hope it is. But if not, we'll soon find out because that was bad.
But like, is
will
there a
say-
point? Go ahead.
I just
No,
don't want to
go
talk
for it.
about it. Let's
Go
move
I was just
along.
like, is there a point like, can James Small do something to get fired, or like, is he just, like,
I wish he would.
it's just getting
Like-
ridiculous? Like,
Yeah.
Do you think Cole Perm would come back for like half a season just to round out Truex's
Like
fun?
I would honestly like sell
Ex-
feet pictures on OnlyFans to pay for it. Like
Wow, you don't
anything
think he
to
wants
get
much then? That's a pretty low budget crew chief right there.
it's more than what Small deserves, I'll tell you that.
Donnie Johnson there, he's giving me a dime a week. Actually, I will say that would be very, as much as like we look back on the Cole Perm situation, we're like, it'd be great to have him back. I think it'd be a lot like Jimmy Johnson coming back to drive the next gen. He just doesn't know the car, right? I don't actually think, I think it'd be a steep learning curve, but he can think back with admiration, I guess.
Yeah, no sense in bringing in another chief who doesn't know the cars, so stick with the dummy you got, I guess.
You're so loyal.
Hey man, I love Chad Knaus. Like, and I don't, no. I've never liked James Small.
I'm just optimistic that at some point you'll be able to shave that 2018 playoff beard.
It was 2017. Yeah.
That's when he won 17.
Yeah.
And then you started growing it again in 18. See, that's how playoff beards work.
okay.
You shave them after you win.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So
So
it was shaped in 2017. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
Sorry, buddy.
it's all good. We good.
Next topic, Corey.
Next
It's getting
topic,
awkward in
We're
here.
good. Well, you just keep going
I mean-
on and on about
Because it's
Do you want to
awkward.
start
I gotta say something.
I
you wanna
tried.
talk
You
about your
interrupted me.
No, I don't. I can't grow good facial hair, so we're good.
You didn't have to tell us that. So, anyways, a caution fest of the first 2 stages led to vastly different pit strategies across the field. As the race wound down, it became apparent that the strategy of Cliff Daniels to keep Kyle Larson out late before the final pit stop would end up being the difference maker in the race. 6 others attempted similar strategies, but didn't have the same level of success or talent as the number 5 car.
I didn't write
race-
that in there.
Well, I added it.
Okay.
The race went from feeling somewhat out of reach for the field to being rather anticlimactic, as Larson would pass for the lead with around 6 laps to go. Did you feel the race was a good quality race overall, or do you feel as though there was something missing from the event? I mean, you guys know my answer, so.
Yeah. You hated it.
There's about a gallon of fuel missing for me.
Yeah.
I'm just
Not
glad
even.
that I'm just glad that he's playoff eligible, and be ashamed to win that race and not have it. But actually, so in regards to their strategy, I will say that is the beauty of having won a race this year. They could gamble on
Try something.
right. Like everyone else was like, okay, if we don't pit now, we're gonna be stuck way too back in the field if a yellow comes out.
Yeah.
Well, Larson and Elliott, they just ran and ran and ran and ran, and there was no downside for them because worst case scenario, they come out with fresher tires, right? Worst case scenario, they lose the race, finish way back, and it doesn't really matter. But the payoff for what happened is well worth it, right? Because he's now got another 5 bonus points for the playoffs. So not to mention, I think he put himself in pretty good position with Truex and Hamlin finishing how they did to have an
That
advantage.
wipes
on
out the
regular season.
600.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
He's
he's
no
back
longer
up
in a
to 20 I
deficit
think
at
he's-
all.
20 some points ahead now.
Yeah, what was he before the 300?
I think it was like 30, something like that.
I think it was 33. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just called it the 300. I know it was the 600, or supposed to be. So that's the beauty of having having those wins in the bank, right? That's why I think it's so important to not only win, but to win early, because it buys you that option. As for the race, I thought the race was great. If you like Rex and Carnage, then the first two stages were for you. If you like strategy and seeing how things play out and watching a guy chase some other drivers down and kind of come through the field, then the final stage was for you. I thought it was great.
Toyota's race sucked.
Yeah,
it was good racing for sure.
It was. Yeah, I just think there was a few unfortunate events for the Toyota guys, but it wasn't necessarily horrible.
As far as strategy goes, I don't think Truex had a whole lot that they really could do at, come one point, like when you're getting spun out twice and you're running 37th at a time, or 36, wherever it was. But I do have to give flowers to Larson and Daniels. What a call. Because, I mean, I know they, like you said, they have the liberty to be able to do that, but I don't think there's many drivers in the field that would be able to get those tires and drive like Larson did. That was
there was 4 other guys who didn't, wasn't there? Elliott could get back. I guess he got to 4th or something, but
yeah. Actually, Elliott stayed out later than Larson, did he not?
Yeah, maybe a lap or two.
I think he did. I think he ran a few more laps. But you look at a guy like I think Bowman and Reddick were on that cycle, but they pitted about 10 laps earlier than those guys. And it just didn't pan out for them. But with Larson and Elliott up at the front of the pack, they had clean air. They were making ground. Plus, when they came out, they had fresher rubber. So it was really, I think everyone thought Reddick was going to be kind of the guy to beat.
Yeah, and then he just disappeared after he pitted there.
When Larson got ahead of him on that pit cycle, we watched Larson. As Reddick came out of the pits, we watched Larson get by him, and that was kind of the end of it for Reddick. We never really saw him again. He couldn't get through traffic the way Larson did. It was it
just feels like Larson and Daniels can't miss this year.
Larson and Daniels haven't missed since he came back in 21.
Yeah, but I mean, this is shaping up to be a championship year.
Yeah,
you got Byron, who looked good. He's fallen off. Chase is being consistent. I think he's a sneaky
consistent.
Right. But Larson, he's just, I don't know. I think he's got something good this year.
I think right now it's really looking like a Larson and
him and Denny,
a Larson and Denny showdown. I honestly think
that, and I think it's going to come to the regular season. Whoever wins that is me.
I think it'll come down to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know what? So you got to get there first, though.
Yeah, but I think both of those guys, unless they really fall off a cliff, they could take a notch or two down and still make it to the Final Four the way they're running. It's, I know we're still technically early in the season, but we're only 11 races away from the regular season finale.
Yep. And that's when Truex's luck hopefully will change.
Well, it did last
year. This year, right?
As long as
that new strategy.
Yeah, no, it's. I thought yesterday was a good race overall.
Yeah, especially with we never mentioned the repave on the track. I kind of thought more grip. It's just going to be follow the leader. These guys are just going to parade around. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
And it might have been had it not been such a caution fest behind them.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. And I mean, that Josh Berry incident was wild.
Yeah.
It was everyone's wrecked. It looked like the Xfinity race on Saturday night when they crested the hill there and everyone just went all out.
Yeah. Ty Gibbs made sure everybody got involved in that one.
Ridiculous.
Oh, you almost got through. Let me get into you there.
Driving like a ceiling fan for a minute, just loopty. When Logano and Suarez were in the booth calling him out for it, I was like, oh, okay.
All right. Speaking of Xfinity, Fox entered their coverage of Xfinity on Saturday for the final time, or at least until the next contract comes up. With the CW taking over coverage of Xfinity races for 2025 and beyond, What are you optimistic about seeing as we begin to expand into 3 additional broadcast partners next year with the CW, Amazon Prime, and TNT joining NBC and Fox as well as their affiliates?
I'm not excited at all.
No?
Like, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Mhm.
Like, I wish they'd like just put it somewhere and leave it. Like this whole, like, even now, like, is it on Fox? Is it on Fox Sports? Is it NBCSN, NBC? Like, I mean,
I just
yeah.
hit the voice button on my remote and say NASCAR.
And
Yeah, I don't
last,
know.
yeah,
I'm
last week,
I'm
Evan
excited
watched
to have-
Talladega from '99, thinking he was live.
But it was a great race.
What were you saying, Core?
I'm just excited to have Junior back at least for something with Prime and what
TNT.
is it TNT's with
Yeah.
too? Okay, so that'll be cool. And
What's
last-
TNT here in Canada?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be on TSN like always. I think Prime
Okay.
is the only one that I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if Prime is going to be broadcast anywhere but Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Which
I'd be fine if they had the whole schedule. Like, I feel like basically everyone's got Prime, and if you don't, like,
but I would like to see them have the whole schedule in conjunction with somebody who has it on cable. Right? Like,
yeah,
like I don't think you should just eliminate your basic cable at this point. I think you need to have it. But I would love to have I don't even mean necessarily Prime. I just wish that there was a way that I could stream all NASCAR content whenever I want. Like, all the practices are there, qualifying is there. I say all the practices as if we have a lot, but you know, every whatever content is produced, you know, you think about, like, why couldn't we get Dirty Mo Media to have all of their content streamed on a NASCAR network? Right?
yeah.
Like F1 or WWE has. I don't see why we can't. I think it'd be a huge revenue stream for NASCAR. I know I've paid, you know, well, pretty much whatever they want. If I'm being real honest.
You paid $30 for an old hat with 3 autographs on it from probably the guy who, I better just scribble on this and put it up for sale.
I only paid $1 for the hat, okay?
Right. It's the shipping.
Right.
Gotta get that insurance.
I just hope with like Prime, like you're paying for the membership, they better be less commercials. Like if they have as much commercials as Fox does, like that's a problem in my opinion.
I doubt they will.
Yeah.
To be honest
And
with
it
you.
better be included with Prime. Like, if I got to buy something extra on
Also
Prime,
that, yeah.
I mean, I'm going to.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, they kind of got you because you know you're gonna.
Yeah.
You know, like we see all these people complaining on Facebook and stuff like, I'm not paying for this or that. They're gonna be watching. You
Yeah.
know they are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. The same people that say they haven't watched since 2001 when Dale died, but they're on every community discussion. Like,
Right? Like,
Dang, I haven't
educated on
watched
the
since Dale
topic.
died.
Yeah, like NASCAR ain't been the same. But anyway, I think it was ludicrous. Yeah. No, I hope we get I would like to see some fresh talent period in the booths.
Yeah. Because
It would be good to see some new talent that's promising. Like, we've got some old people
oh man.
doing
Like,
our broadcast now.
I mentioned to you guys in the chat, like I watched F1 yesterday too, and the difference between announcers is unreal. Like those guys don't miss a beat. There's always something to talk about, and they have no commercials. They're just bang, 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 one thing after another. Just, and they keep it entertaining because we all know F1 isn't that entertaining, but they
Yeah,
always
right?
have something to talk about. So,
They make you think. It's exciting.
yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah. And I will say, like, that drives me crazy too, because they don't have commercials on Sky Network, whereas TSN still does. So you miss, like,
really.
yeah, you've never noticed that?
I've watched on ESPN, so I don't know.
Oh,
There's no commercials.
I didn't know
on it.
ESPN didn't have commercials.
No,
Okay. Yeah, no, TSN still has them.
that
Still the
doesn't
same
surprise
Pinty's chicken wings where they talk about them being finger licking good, but not quite using that phrase. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I've never bought an item of Pinty's, and I'm annoyed with it to the point I don't think I ever
me. You
would.
never will.
Like, if ever there was a company that I'd be okay with not seeing on my TV, it's Pinty's and Fast Eddie. What the heck is Fast Eddie clothing?
All right, before Evan starts making more remarks, let's talk about some other remarks he's made.
To our sponsor this week, Fast Eddie Apparel.
So Evan over over this season has made remarks about not picking HMS drivers at road courses, as Hendrick's road course program isn't quite what it was. I'd hate to see it a couple years ago. They must, after yesterday, making them 2 for 2 in road courses this season. Where do they stack up? Is Evan wrong? Yes, he is.
Oh, pretty stinking high on the list right now.
I mean, no, like obviously Hendrick, like their road course program was a heck of a lot better than it used to be. Like they actually had Bowman winning on a road course. So I mean, obviously
What
they
road
were
course
doing
did Bowman
something
win?
incredible. Wasn't it here?
Sonoma?
Yeah.
Bowman has
know.
never won a road course.
I don't know why I thought he did. All right, then yeah.
Larson
know why
won
he
that
did.
twice, but
Yeah.
I swear he hasn't.
No?
hold on, we'll check.
Are you like we can edit this out, right?
No, we're
I mean,
gonna
we
leave
don't,
it in.
we don't have to edit out me saying it, but like if it's going to take us 4 minutes to find it.
Alex Bowman race wins. Let's find out where he has won.
I thought for sure he won on a road course, man.
No, Chicagoland's not a road course, is it?
No, Vegas and Chicagoland,
You won Dover Auto Club.
Richmond, Pocono.
No.
Yeah, no, he's never won at a road
Oh.
course. I don't know where that came
I
from.
think I'm thinking Pocono. Every time I see
Yeah.
Pocono, for some reason, I think road course.
Okay.
It's just the tricky triangle.
Anyway, that's all staying in because I feel
No
like
sup-
we didn't lose too much there.
Yeah, no surprise that he hasn't won a road course, though.
Yeah, I mean, for
Actually,
sure.
He's been running a
Nobody
lot
can be
better
that
at them
good
than
of
he
a
used
program.
to, but yeah, he hasn't won
Yeah.
one.
All right, so where do they stack up?
I think they're looking pretty good right now.
Yeah. I mean, they always seem to kind of have it figured out, and then they didn't, and it was exciting. But I don't know. It's a tough one to say, like, because there's so much strategy. So, like, it was the right call, and, like, I don't know. It's yeah.
I
There's
mean,
so much to a road course, so like it's hard to say. Like,
Larson also won Xfinity at Coda too. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
and I will say, so I would be pretty prone to jumping on that bandwagon with you, like, oh, it's just one race, kind of like Ford a couple weeks ago where you said they weren't fast. It's just one race, whatever. If they hadn't dominated at Coda as well.
yeah, and I don't think it's just a one race thing.
No,
like
I think
they're the road course team right now.
I think they got it figured out again, which is great.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
on board with it.
RFK's decent, like not McDowell, but Busher has run really well at this course. Like, so I mean,
I don't think there's anyone
Well,
out
like-
there right now who takes road courses for granted is a big thing,
yeah,
right? Like road courses are kind of an equalizer track for a lot of people. Like they're not super speedway equalizer, but everyone kind of makes them a priority now because they're such a big part of the schedule, unlike a few years back where it was Watkins Glen and Sonoma. That was it for like 15, 20 years, maybe more than that,
Yep.
actually. Yeah. JGR,
right
actually,
now-
if they stayed together, probably were quick too. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. Well, we saw that Truex was fast.
yeah.
I think Truex had Busher as much as, like, I know
Oh, for
I
sure.
know he got
Yeah,
passed beforehand, but I think he.
Oh,
would've-
you mean like? What
Like,
do you mean?
I think he would have beat
passed?
Busher.
Oh yeah, Busher fell off
yeah.
a lot the last 4 laps there.
Yeah.
Like
Truex finishes that race second.
Yeah.
Like even if Larson messed up, I don't think Truex had enough.
Right.
Like any mistake that Larson made, he was going to overcome on
Yeah.
those tires.
Right, because he almost
so.
stayed with Larson after he passed him. Right.
Yeah.
Like I think it was just a matter of time before he would have got by Busher.
And that's where I'm like, how the heck does that happen? Like, how are you letting him race Larson like that on old tires?
Right.
And he has no fuel. Like,
Especially
'cause
where
he could've-
he's still technically racing for points.
yeah. Oh, he needs them. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
like he's
not,
missed the
blaming
playoffs in
him.
4th place before. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, this isn't. Oh, James Small writing you an angry email after.
seems like we're going full
Scathing.
circle here, but
Right?
so like you think
It
they
always
still have
comes back
James
to me.
Small? You think they still have Small because Truex is almost done, or like they're just? Is there something like they like about him, or what?
Man, I don't know.
Like if Truex comes back next year, like do you see Small being his crew chief? Why would you come back if that's what you're gonna have? Like
Yeah.
he's cost them what 2 or 3 races this year? Like
And like races that he's right there at. Like
Yeah.
it just and he did it last year in the playoffs. Like Kansas, he comes with a stupid, or I don't know if it's Kansas or that's where Truex blew up, but like he just, no, don't get me going.
No, go for it, Donnie.
No,
Let's keep him smiling.
right?
All right, Evan.
All right, we're going to the caution break segment.
Sure.
All right. Listen, we got a little bit of a fun one tonight. Why are you not doing what I want you to do? Do what I want you to do. There we go. We are going to play a game of track trivia. So Donnie and Corey are going to compete against each other. And I've got 10 questions here plus a bonus if there happens to be a tie at the end of 10.
I need that code again.
Oh, yeah, certainly. 353931.
Thank you.
Okay. So essentially we're going to play a game called Track Trivia, and Donnie and Corey are both signed into a buzzer system. And so how it's going to work is I'm going to read the question. If you think you know it before the question's read, you can buzz in, but I'm not going to finish. I'm not
True.
But I'm not going to finish the question for you. If you want to interrupt, then you can get it. But if you get it wrong, the other person still gets the chance to answer. So be careful of that, regardless of how that works. There's really nothing more to explain. I'm going to ask a question. They have to figure out
to
what
restart my buzzer now, or
well, I'm going to wait until after we're going here because you both buzzed in.
We both did.
Yeah. Like
who was first?
It doesn't say.
Oh,
Wow.
well.
Then how do you know who buzzes in first? Wow.
Actually, it does tell me. I think. Yeah, it does. I'm sorry. It puts you in order. Okay.
So who buzzed in
who
first?
buzzed in first?
Donnie did on that one.
Oh.
All right.
Bonus
Must
point.
have been close.
Question
I'm
number
more childish than you.
Question number 1. This track featured the first ever flag-to-flag TV coverage and ended with a fight in the infield of Turn 3 between Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison. Which track am I?
I know this.
Right? Like,
Marilee knew this when I read it to her. Corey?
Martinsville.
No. Donnie?
Darlington?
No, Daytona. How do you guys not know that one?
Daytona.
Was it?
Yeah. It's the Daytona 500 in 1979.
Right? Like, I'm
For
like,
some reason I didn't think
the
it
whole
was.
like flag to flag coverage. I'm like, that would probably be Daytona, but then no, I'm seeing something completely different.
Wow. Okay.
Same.
Maybe I made these harder than I thought.
Great.
Okay. On to the next one. Buzzers are reset. The last Cup Series points race at this track was in 1996. However, it has recently made a return to the schedule. Corey?
Iowa.
No. Donnie, you also buzzed in.
North Wilkesboro.
1 point for Donnie. All right. One.
Hate this game.
Oh.
Corey's
The best part is like Corey's the most competitive person I know. So this, like, these games just torture him because he doesn't.
Because I don't know them.
All right. Question number 3. This track featured Richard Petty's final race, Jeff Gordon's Cup debut, and Alan Kulwicki's championship winning race. Conveniently, all of these 3 events occurred simultaneously in the final race of 1992. Which track am I?
It was the final track
Donnie.
of 1992.
Yeah.
Homestead?
No.
No.
Corey?
You're just Googling final
Daytona?
race.
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's Atlanta. Okay.
I'm Googling.
Man, I legit was going to Atlanta, but I'm like, when did we ever finish in Atlanta?
For years.
Really?
Yeah.
When was
Okay.
the last time we finished in Atlanta?
Why would that be
I
Jeff
don't know.
Was it
Gordon's
before
first start?
94?
Jeff Gordon's first race was actually the last race in 1992.
Why though? That doesn't make. That's weird.
I don't know. Ask Rick Hendrick why he thought that was wise. I don't know what to tell you.
I will.
I will. Actually, yeah. Announcement time. He's going to be the guest next week.
Yeah, can you imagine?
All right. Question number 4. We still only have 1 point for Donnie and none for Corey.
You need to
Standing
reset
out.
the buzzers.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
You want to
Sorry.
reset the buzzer? Yeah.
Sorry. Standing out as having aqua green walls, this track is a 1.5-mile track with a penchant for drivers running a high line through the turns. The track logo features not only the same aqua as the walls, but also purple and silver. Which track am I?
Really?
Yeah.
Darlington?
No.
Oh, I just high line. I can't picture this
Homestead?
at all.
Homestead, yeah. It's 1-1.
Gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. Miami colors.
That's the only thing that made sense to me. I was like, maybe.
I'm just like high line. I'm like,
Wow.
Fray. These
Okay.
questions suck.
These are good questions.
Yeah, for guys that were watching NASCAR in the 80s.
I wasn't. All right. This 1.5-mile track was started by one of NASCAR's earliest stars, Curtis Turner, and Bruton Smith in 1959. The track would eventually host the World 600 and multiple All-Star races. Which track am I? Corey.
Charlotte.
It is Charlotte.
Yes.
If you listen to the off-season content, we would have addressed all of that.
And if you haven't, don't go back and do it.
All right, question number 6. Corey has a 2-1 advantage here. So question number 6. One of Martin Truex Jr.'s home tracks.
That narrows it down.
This track was where Marcus Ambrose would win back-to-back races in 2011 and 2012 with Donnie.
Watkins Glen?
It is Watkins Glen. Did you know that Marcus Ambrose won 7 complete races in NASCAR, like between Xfinity and Cup, and 6 of those 7 were all at Watkins Glen?
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise. Where was the 7th?
I didn't actually check.
No.
Sorry.
Road course, though, eh?
No, actually, I think it was an oval, but it was Xfinity or
Was it?
truck. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'll reset you, Donnie. Sorry, brother.
No worries.
Okay. This track has been on the Cup schedule since 1969 and hosted 2 races per year from the 70s through 2020. The winningest driver in the series currently at this track is Martin Truex Jr., who has 4 wins. Corey.
Sonoma.
Nope. Donnie.
Dover?
It is Dover. All right.
I knew he had.
You got to know your Truex trivia.
I
buddy.
didn't know where else he had 4 wins. I just knew it was Sonoma. He had 4 wins. I was like, well, that's.
All right. This one we're going a little more dark, I guess. This 1-mile racetrack has the unfortunate distinction of taking the lives of 2 young NASCAR drivers between May 1999. Donnie?
New Hampshire?
Yeah,
New Hampshire?
New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's right. He was wrong. My turn.
Yeah, that was Adam Petty and Kenny Irwin Jr. It is now 4-2 for Donnie. Corey has to win this next one in order to stay in the game.
Giving him like 3 Truex tracks. Like, come on.
They're all Truex tracks. Every track in NASCAR, Mike Joy says it's his home track. Here we are in Phoenix, Martin Truex Jr.'s home track. Well, he's from the States. All right, moving on. This track is located near a hill known as Rattlesnake Hill, which has been prominently featured. Donnie beat him.
Oh, come on.
Phoenix.
Yeah, it is Phoenix. Corey buzzed in just a hair after. Okay, 5-2 for Donnie.
So you lost to that too. Cool.
This track is the only track on the
Wait. I'll let Corey double his points here if he gets it right.
No.
Yeah, no, you get this right, you double your points, and then you'll
Already
lose
lost.
5-4.
Exactly.
What a knob. This track is the only track on the current schedule which has been on the circuit since the first NASCAR season. Which track am I? Donnie.
I didn't even hear the question.
I
but we're
didn't
going
either. I
Daytona.
was too busy looking at Donnie.
It's not Daytona. Why would I have Daytona twice?
I don't know. He had Truex down there a couple times.
Yeah.
Corey?
Richmond.
No, Martinsville.
I honestly
What
didn't
was the
hear
question?
Oh, the track is the only track on the current schedule which has been on the circuit since the very first NASCAR season.
Oh,
Which
well,
track
I would
am
have got
I? Okay, I am going to read you the bonus question just for fun.
Okay.
But
20
Donnie won
points.
5-2.
Now it's worth 10 points.
It's worth 10 points. Is it okay? This track is shaped rather uniquely due solely to the fact that the owner of the land upon which it was built was unwilling to relocate or
Pocono.
build over
Hey,
the pond near the
I
track.
can't buzz.
No.
He's got me timed
I
out.
can't buzz either.
It was Pocono.
Corey's in. What track?
Darlington.
Darlington. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's egg shaped, man.
Yeah.
I thought we were
It's
talking about the
The
triangle.
minnow pond. I won.
No, you
12 to
didn't.
5.
You didn't. But hey, that was actually that was more competitive than I thought you guys were going to be. Actually,
Wow,
So.
thanks a lot.
Well, no, I thought it
Totally
was
stupid.
no. Sorry. What I
Yeah, I
meant
thought
by
it was
that is
two more than what Corey got. Really?
no. What I meant by that is I actually really figured those questions were going to be easier. So forgive me. But it was
good.
fun.
We only missed 3 of them.
Well, yeah, but they were 3 easy ones. I thought.
You would.
All right, moving on to the Before the Green segment, Donnie. What do you got this week?
Yeah, what do you got this week, Donnie?
I'm just sending a quick message here. Sorry, guys.
Is it to future you? Put
Yes.
fuel in car.
Yeah, exactly. Reminder to James Small: fill the tank before starting in Iowa. Yeah.
You think you would be that nice to him?
Yeah, right.
You moron.
Dearest James,
Thou art fired.
respectfully, Don Johnston.
Donnie goes full Donald Trump. You're fired. You're fired.
What?
From
Like,
the
what's
Apprentice?
up with the accents? You're fired. From the
I don't
Apprentice,
know.
you're
That
fired.
sounds like a Boston accent or something.
Okay, so I'm actually pretty good at accents,
Mafia.
just never get the right one. No, I just never get the right one for what I'm trying to do. I can do accents. There's just never the right one. I tried to be German today at work, and I clearly came out as an Asian sounding voice. I just don't understand. It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Like, I feel like my segments always just get bombed because we're so like overtired or giddy.
Oh,
or
do
I
you
don't
want
know.
us to put it at the beginning next week?
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Okay.
Especially when I'm going to win. No,
That's cute.
not much to say. We're headed to Iowa. First time we're going to be racing here in Cup. Xfinity's run here a few times. Ty Gibbs has won here before in Xfinity, so he might be a guy to
look at
watch.
You did your research. Good job.
Yeah.
We sat here waiting for him while he did it.
But yeah, so not a whole lot to say. It's going to be some short track racing, hoping for some good racing. And yeah, let's get to last week's summary of picks. Corey, congrats on the point, buddy.
Thanks,
You
buddy.
actually won something. Finished second place after me devastated by Truex, and then sitting there thinking, yeah, at least Buescher won me the day with a third place finish before realizing, oh no, Corey picked McDowell, and somehow he saved something and showed up. But
I think he
that
passed him with 2 laps left.
Yeah,
There wasn't
right.
many.
I mean, like, we gave Larson his flowers, like, great call by Daniels, and Larson, you expect it. I mean, McDowell's good on road courses, but like, however they saved what they had for that vehicle and put it there
And
at
was in
the
a
end.
wreck too. Like he was.
Yeah, like that was something else from McDowell.
Oh yeah,
so,
he was backed into the wall. Yeah,
Yeah, he was
that.
wheeling that thing.
yeah, props to him. Like, what?
He's a good wheel man.
Yeah. I mean, even Evan, 6th place finish on the day. I mean, he's not top 5, but congrats, buddy.
It is what it is.
It's close.
So yeah, this kind of really tightens the points up.
To be fair,
Corey, Evan. Oh,
to
go
be
ahead.
fair, I picked a part-time driver, and a part-time driver did win the race. So
That's true.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. All right. So, yeah, as I was saying, we're separated by 1 point. Evan and Corey, you guys are tied 7 points apiece now, with Evan holding that tiebreaker. And then I am 1 point ahead of you guys with 8 and 2 wins on the season. So, tiebreakers over either one of you. But We'll
He's
see.
talking about tiebreakers now, though. He's getting nervous.
Well,
Right? Yeah.
well, to be fair, if he had the same amount of winning drivers as me, he would be tied with us. If he had the same as you, he'd be behind us. So it is close. I'm not saying that delegitimizes it or anything like that, Donnie. I'm literally just saying like it is that close that if one driver that won you a race finished second and still got you a point.
Yeah, but I pick winners, so
Oh, okay. 2 out of 15 races. I mean, stellar record.
yep.
Like
Leads the podcast.
Not bad.
Leads the podcast. I mean, if we're being technical, 3, because Ty Gibbs, you just won't give me the point for it.
because it was the All-Star Open. He was racing with the people who didn't win in the last year and a half. I'm just saying.
Just saying. I picked him.
Perfect opportunity for you to make a Bowman joke, but you didn't. So we're moving on.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's been that long. He's wow.
Well, yeah, he
Low-hanging
didn't
fruit
win
at this
since the
point.
beginning of 2022.
That was more like 2 or 3 years since he's won.
I just feel bad doing it now.
Right?
Donnie's slightly turning into like a Bowman apologist. He's not a fan, but he feels bad.
I just feel bad for the kid.
He almost was a Larson fan till yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Donnie, there's a bandwagon driving by. He hops on for a second, goes, nah, I don't really like it. I'm going to get off.
I'm gonna stick my Toyota.
Let's not talk about Kevin like that.
Right?
No, Kevin's been firm on the Ty Gibbs thing, so we're good.
Yeah, he wrecked and he stopped watching the race.
Oh, is that
Did
really
he
what
really?
happened?
Actually, I don't know if he watched it all. I forget what he said, but
Hey, he's
Anyway,
on our
let's get
bandwagon.
into points.
all right, going into picks.
What do you got, Corey?
Iowa, new track. Barely anyone's been there. I'm gonna pick guys decent at road or at short tracks, but I think I'm gonna let you guys battle it out this week. I'm taking Josh Berry.
Josh Berry.
Hope he doesn't come up to a sharp turn. That just unexpectedly appeared there 40 laps before.
All right. I'm going to go with the kid who I know is good at moving vehicles around the track, as he showed Saturday. And we're going Ty Gibbs.
Ty
All
Gibbs,
right.
he called it. He told us earlier.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the guy who has won at most
This
of the
is
tracks.
before you say anything, this is what sucks is I think Evan really could take the lead this week because I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
And
He's told us.
So,
yeah,
since the next gen car came out, we have raced for the first time at the LA Clash, which was won by Joey Logano. We've raced for the first time at
we know.
Dirt, which was won by Joey Logano. And we've raced for the first time at Gateway, which was won by Joey Logano. So since we're going to Iowa for the first time, I figure, hey, Donnie's all about trends. Let's go with a trend. Let's go with Joseph Logano.
Well, he doesn't race, so I don't know who
pick.
that is. Guess
Oh,
you
it's
get no
actually
points this
Probably
week.
his dad.
That's
I think.
true. Yeah, you picked
Yeah,
Joseph
no.
Logano.
Yeah,
I picked
you
the
got
pick.
it.
You're locked in.
Okay, so next time someone picks Bubba Wallace, you're like, nope, that's not him. He's Darrell Wallace Jr. Yep.
No, Bubba's his name on the track, so that's fine.
Anyway, Joey Logano
Oh.
is my pick, and I think
Good
it's
pick.
No, Joey
but-
Logano's father, Joseph, is your pick.
Good picks, but I don't think you guys did enough research.
oh,
Really, Barry's the guy, eh?
No, I said I was letting you guys battle it out, but
so who do you think is the better option then?
Kyle Larson, Brad Kay, and
I
Christopher
already
Bell
took
both did
Larson.
yeah, but you didn't take Brad. Both did tire tests there last week or 2
He was
weeks
my
ago.
second
But
pick.
did they do
but
800 laps?
They did 2 days of it. Plus, Brad has won here like 3 times in Xfinity.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm just surprised you guys didn't take him. That's all.
He was my second pick, but I got him locked up somewhere else.
Okay.
So
Ty Gibbs, great pick.
In the basement. That's where Donnie has them locked up.
shut up, Bradley.
Did I say you could talk? All right. Well, that's interesting.
Cool.
Corey, you're the first person to take Josh Berry this year.
I am.
None of us have taken him yet.
That's surprising.
No.
Not overly, but
Yeah.
considering we've taken most of his teammates, that's
Has anyone taken Gibbs?
Yes.
I took Gibbs.
There you
Yep. Did you
Oh,
take
yeah.
Gibbs too, Corey? No.
go. No.
And now Joey Logano is actually cleaned out. We can't use him anymore.
All right. He's gotten points for all of us so far. He's the opposite of Kyle Busch.
I like the trend of that. Has he gotten anyone 2 points? No.
No.
Nah, second place
Should
finish
have
for me.
picked him at the All-Star race,
Yeah.
but I didn't because I'm an idiot.
Well, I'm excited for this
That's
week.
true.
It's going to be a good week. Not excited about the start time. That's leaving a little bit to be desired. 8 o'clock here, local time. I know most of the people that are listening by demographic probably aren't right here in Atlantic, Canada. So be 7 o'clock or earlier for you guys. But for us here on the East Coast, 8 o'clock is a late night start when you have work the next morning. So I feel like I'm getting a tummy ache that'll probably carry over into Monday morning. It's only a week away.
Hope Steve doesn't listen to this podcast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. The manager of my department. Anyway, looking forward to it. It's going to be good. Always fun going to a new track, and hopefully I get a point this week. It's been a couple weeks since I've gotten one. So, but yeah, we'll see you next week. Make sure to check out all of our podcast or all of our socials. If you haven't already, make sure you go to beforethegreen.com.
Do more of these.
Make sure you head over to beforethegreen.com and enter the contest. It's a free contest to enter, but you can win $200 American dollars in your merchandise for your favorite driver. So that's
like 6,000 Canadian.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. I'm regretting changing that already, but worst case scenario, I'll finance it through mom for 0% interest. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week, hopefully for another great episode. We'll see you then.